Good morning, Tradio. Tradio, Monday through Saturday at 10 a.m. on 104.9 FM, streaming at WSKVFM.com or with the free WSKV app. Visit WSKVFM.com/Tradio for more.
We love the Engineer Report and our Estill County engineers.
Welcome to the WSKV Engineer Sports Report, brought to you by WSKV Radio 104.9, Southeast Apparatus, Mercy Health, Markham and Wallace Hospital, and KYmedia.net. Now here's your host with all things Engineer Sports, Matthew Hall. Hello, Matthew Hall. How are you doing today, sir?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. How about you, Randy?
It's already been a week. Flies by.
Yeah. It's just, each week goes by quicker.
It sure does.
I always heard that.
Especially as you get older.
And I used to think, well, there's 24 hours a day, no matter what. But apparently, when you count by weeks, that's maybe less than 24 hours in some days. I don't know.
That's so true.
There's nights that I wake up and it's like, where'd the time go? It's already time to get up.
That's right. No kidding. That happens a lot.
So, but it's been a good week. The Estill County Marching Engineers came away with the Class 3 state championship.
They sure did.
Congratulations to them, and also to our over at your alma mater, Madison Central, won the 5A, I think.
That's right.
So
you are correct.
It was a great weekend for our local bands. There's a picture of the band back from during one of the football games this season. You can see very colorful.
Very colorful.
Yeah, their show this year was about. I know I'm going to get it wrong. It was about the sun anyway, and so that's why it's so bright and cheerful. And boy, I tell you what, they sounded great this year. Probably the best that in my opinion, that I've ever heard our band sound.
You had said that last week.
Yeah, they were just, and then when they trombone solo, I believe it was William Mullins on that trombone solo. It's a old standard summertime. That was
right.
It was just awesome, and it was
fantastic.
A great season for them. Of course, they had a great competition season, and then to cap it off with their third state championship. That's pretty great, and congratulations to Mr. Bowles and Mr. Britton and all the other instructors that work with them and the kids. I tell you what, they definitely put in the time. And I told you, last week where they were region runner-ups, and I know they were disappointed in that. And then after the preliminary or the semifinals that morning, where the 12 teams from across the state went to Boyle County for the semifinals, and the top 6 advanced to the finals that night at EKU. Right. And Estill was 4th after the morning. And, of course, they take those scores and, start completely over on the finals. And Estill came away and with a great win, and they had better subjective judges that night than they did last week.
That's the term.
I remembered that word, subjective. But no, there's no doubt in the minds of people who saw them play that they were, one of the top bands in the state. Definitely, and the judges agreed on and gave them the 3A championship. So congratulations.
Right. Yeah, they sure did.
And, of course, if you want to really hear how good the band sounds, come to a basketball game, because our pep band, if they had competitions for pep bands, our pep bands would win. I'll put them up against any class level.
Pep band down there is fantastic.
Yeah, they're just awesome. I'm already hearing the songs in my head right now. I hope they play that again this year.
We'll put in your
countdown.
request.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure they'll play it. They've played it every year. that I can remember. But yeah, just a great band, great bunch of kids. Congratulations to them. And we'll move on and talk a little bit about the football games past Friday night against Casey County. And, of course, once again, Casey County got out to a quick start. Kind of reminded me a lot of last year's game. We fell behind, but we come back. And unlike last year's game, we come back and actually took the lead. And I thought we had it. I thought we'd come back, and the comeback was complete. But we may have scored too soon. There was 1 minute and 11 seconds left in the game when we scored the touchdown to tie it, and then Zach come out and kicked that extra point to put us ahead 22-21, and I thought for sure, well, we got them. But Casey was able to march down the field, and there was, I think, 11 seconds left when the play started that they got the touchdown on, and they scored the touchdown to basically win the game with 4 seconds left. And so 4 seconds isn't a whole lot of time to do anything. Now, I don't know if it made a difference or not, but when you look back on it, maybe when we look at the highlights here in a bit, Estill scored on third down. And I'm thinking, man, if they didn't score on third down and could have ran another 15 to 20 seconds off the clock.
Right.
But there's no guarantee you're going to score on fourth down.
No.
So you got to score when you can score. Yeah. So you can't just – I've seen – there's been some times where teams have maybe tried to do that and it backfired on them, maybe not score. I've seen players run right up to the line and then take a knee instead of going in. So and then not get the ball on in the end zone.
Exactly, not get that in there. Yeah.
So you got to score when you're going to score. So, but daggone it, if the just hadn't had that much time, 1 minute 11 seconds, and but tell you what, Casey's quarterback. Yeah,
that's a quarterback. I know you were talking about him last week.
He's a heck of an arm. Throw it from awkward positions, and well, how in the world does he throw that ball like that and throw it that far? Like say the final score ended up being 29-22, but their quarterback, Ethan Willoughby, is his name, and he was 14 for 20 for 203 yards, which compared to what he's did to some other games this year, that's pretty respectable on Estill's defense, 203 yards. But he had 4 touchdown passes. And all their scores came on touchdowns. Now, rushing the ball, they had 126 yards rushing, and we gave up, the 203 yards passing. But so our defense – played a pretty good game. It's just they scored early to take the lead, and I believe it was 14. I'll have to go back and look. It was 14-7 at the half, maybe, and they scored to go up 21-7, and then we scored in the second half. We come back and scored a touchdown, got the conversion, made it 21-15.
Right.
We got a 2-point conversion. And then we came out that last drive, put together this game was so reminiscent of the Harrison County game too.
Yes, I heard some compare it to that.
Came back, took the lead, and just same with Harrison County. We left them a little too much time.
Sure.
Of course, they just got down in field goal rank. Actually, I guess in Harrison it was still tied, and then they come down and kick the field goal. But in this game, we actually took the lead, gave them just a little bit too much time, and they come back and got the touchdown. But it was just they fought back. When you get down 21-7, it'd be pretty easy to roll over, but our defense really stepped it up at that point and started playing really well. And it's just we got some really key stops and had an opportunity there and got the ball back on that last our last drive and went down and scored. And on that same drive too, and I don't know, at first it was like our first play of that last drive. Caden Arvin broke it for a touchdown, like 60 yards, or for a touchdown. Well, it got called back. They called holding on us, and I'm like, man. And at that point in time, there was still like 5 or 6 minutes left.
Right.
So who knows? Maybe if they score there, and that play's not called back, then we maybe stop them on defense and get the ball back, and then we can run the clock out.
Exactly.
Right. But where we had to take, 4 or 5 minute drive after that and then go score. And at first I thought, well, that was good. Maybe that touchdown didn't count because we were able to kill the clock on them and still score.
Right.
Well, we just didn't kill enough clock.
Didn't kill it enough, right?
So, it goes back to the old saying: "If its and buts were candy and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas."
Absolutely.
So, but there's a lot of. When we talked about, I think the week before, about being a game of inches or yards or whatever.
Right.
Speaking of that, the very last play that they scored their touchdown on. The young man was definitely very close to being out of bounds when he caught the ball. Of course, I'm way on the other side of the field, up in the press box, and looking at it live. I didn't question whether he was in bounds or not. But when you watch the replay, it's like, oh man, did he get that foot down? And so the ref that signaled that it was the side judge there. He's 30 yards upfield, so he's just doing the best he can to see if he's in or not.
Right.
And he signaled a touchdown, but I'm not saying it wasn't a touchdown, but I sure would have liked to have had a reverse angle on it, from that line, because he kind of like he had the 1 foot down. And then he kind of jumped up and he caught the ball. And then as he come down, is that other foot? I don't know. It was close. But
it was close.
This is what that – and I did hear some other people that night talking about the officiating throughout the game, and I'm not going to comment on that because I will say this. Estill County had the ball twice in the first half, first and goal inside the 10, 2 different times, and we didn't score. If you score both one time, or especially if you score both times in that first half, it's a total different game. Maybe we're up 21 to 14 at the halftime instead of being down 14-7. So we definitely had opportunities. We moved the ball well all night long. I'd give you their stats, but let's look here at the Estill stats for the night. We had 251 yards rushing. But we only had 39 yards passing. So Caleb was 5 for 8 for 39 yards. And rushing the ball, Caden Arvin had 18 carries for 86 yards. Braden Waddle, 12 carries, 65 yards, and a touchdown. Jeremiah Stevens, 10 carries, 62 yards, and a touchdown. Caleb Wood had 6 carries, 28 yards, and a touchdown. And then Jackson East had 1 carry for 10 yards. So and Layden Rollins caught a couple of passes for 21 yards. So we definitely had our opportunities. Like I say, the first half, maybe there was a touchdown we should have scored and we didn't. And then there was a play where they intercepted the ball. And once again, here's that game of inches and yards. It looked like to me he intercepted it about the in the field of play, not in the end zone, and then he ran out of bounds. But they ruled that he was in the end zone when he called it.
When he called it, right.
So they called it a touchback, so they got the ball at the 20 instead of at the 1. Well, you give them the ball at the 1, maybe our defense can do something, who knows. But, so just a game of inches, a game of perspective, even on the, how the referee, and I'm not saying they made a bad call.
Sure.
It's just that was very close. You can't tell. And, even in the NFL and college where they have replay, sometimes they look at the replay and it's still not right.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So it's so hard to, say, that's why you don't want to be in the position where a call can make a difference in the game.
Would that be a subjective call maybe sometimes?
Well, that's a little more. That would be more of a judgment than subjective, because I think subjective.
That's true.
Is
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
as they say, beauty's in the eye of the beholder.
That's true. You're right.
I think the beard looks good.
You're
My wife, not so much. That's just her subjective opinion.
I was just wanting to use the word subjective.
Yeah. So
True.
but but it once again it was a good high school football game.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was.
If you're not a fan, a diehard bleed blue fan of Estill County, and you were just watching a football game, it was a very good high school football game.
It was a very good high school football game.
And that is Estill County's, let's see, 1, 2. It was their fourth loss, and 3 of the 4 losses were a touchdown or less.
Wow.
Either a touchdown or a field goal.
Right. Wow.
The only game that they got beat badly was by Bell County, and that's that's Bell County.
Sure.
But
right.
every other loss, they 6-4 on the season. That's what like I said last week. 6 wins for Estill County is considered a good season.
Yeah.
You need to get to 7 or 8 to be a special season.
To be a special, right?
And they still have that chance, because we got the playoff game. Play Lewis County tomorrow night. We are the 2 seed. They are the 3 seed. It is a home game for Estill. I feel like we got a really good chance winning that game. Of course, we'll talk more about that in a little bit. But
right.
They still have a chance to make this a special season. It's been a good season. You can't take it. Can't take it, anything away from them. The boys have played hard. And, even in that Bell County game, when they were getting put away, they never gave up. And that's one thing I can say about this group. They don't give up. That, showing, the Rockcastle County game, scoring there towards the end of the game to win it and hold on to win it. Garrett County, scoring late to win the game. Coming back against Harrison and East Carter and Casey County and be right there in it. So, they don't give up. And so proud of them for that. And hopefully, they've had a good week of practice. That's what I talked to a few of the boys after the game and told them, say, hey, guys, I know you want it to win, but keep your head up. Make this the best week of practice all season. Make this week coming up your best week.
Right.
So, hopefully they have had a good week of practice, and I know they're going to be prepared and know what Lewis County, what to expect from them. And like I say, we'll talk more about that. But
sure.
Just to finish the year 6-4. Let me kind of just do some year-end stats. Caleb Witt threw for 643 yards and had 7 touchdowns passing. Rushing the ball, Caden Arvin did go over 1,000 yards, 1,094. He scored 4 touchdowns. Like we talked about a lot, Caden would get the ball right down to the goal line, and somebody else would take it in.
That's right.
Yeah. So, Tank Stevens had 623 yards and 6 touchdowns. Braden Waddle, 244 and 7 touchdowns. Braden probably ought to buy Caden a steak dinner or something, because some of those touchdowns, he's the one that he'd take them in from a yard out after Caden had a big, long, 40-yard run, and then
that's true.
Braden take it the rest of the way in. But,
that's very true.
One thing about Braden's got a nose for the end zone. When he gets near the end zone, he's going to score. So
he knows where it's at.
He had seven touchdowns. Caleb Witt had 6 rushing touchdowns, so he threw for 7 and ran for 6. And then we had John McTeer with 1, and Ethan Henry had 1 rushing. And then receiving touchdowns, Layden Rawlin led the way with 4, and Ethan Henry had 2. Jackson East 1, and that was that special touchdown he caught down at Bell County.
Yes, on his back there.
Last week. And then Hayden Fletcher had a receiving touchdown. So defensively, Braden Waddle, I think, is finished the regular season maybe second in the state tackles. And so he led us with 142. Jackson East 101, Caleb Ross 62, Trey Burns 52, Hayden Fletcher 51. Those were our leaders on defense, and so hopefully we can still add to that, because I do believe in high school, unlike some other leagues, high school, your playoff stats count on your career,
right?
Stats. But anyway, it's been a good year. We're going to continue tomorrow night. Next week we're talking about the win and who they're going to be playing. As it stands right now, I believe if they win tomorrow, they should play the winner of Mason County and Rockcastle County.
Mason and Rockcastle, okay.
I watched a little bit of Mason County's tape, and they're good. They're 10-0 for a reason.
They're 10-0?
They're 10-0. They're having a good year.
Good.
They beat, some of their non-district games that they won. They beat Montgomery County early in the year. They beat Tate's Creek 24-21.
Wow. Okay.
So, they've had a good season. But anyway, I guess at this point, I'm not sure. We might as well go ahead and show those highlights of the game the other night.
Okay.
We'll do the best can to keep up with them.
Okay.
I feel like I'm getting ready to sneeze, so if I sneeze right in the middle, I apologize.
Wait, folks. Wait till he sneezes.
So get a drink of water, and
we'll have at it.
We'll look at some highlights from last week's game.
All right, here we go, folks.
Last Friday night, the Casey County Rebels came to town to take on our Engineers. And early on, we were moving the ball. The first drive, we just nice little run there to get us, I believe it was a first down. Here we are a couple of plays later. Nice run here again, got us another first down. So we came out, we didn't come out flat at all. We came out on the first drive and just, kind of just ran at them and, moved right downfield. And I think this is going to be a run by, Tank gets there, makes a nice little spin move, and it looks like he was going in, but they never signaled.
Really? That looked like he was in.
Nope, they didn't give it to him.
Wow.
So next play, Caleb Witt just behind center, and it took them forever to signal that as a touchdown.
Wow.
But there's Zach Young getting the PAT, and he's really improved as the season went on, and so we're up 7-0. I believe this is a little later on. A nice pass catch there for a first down. They've scored at this point, but just showing some of our plays. Another nice pass out there for a first down. Now we're into the second quarter. Pretty good run by Tank here. He gets us, down almost to the 15, and that was one of the drives we got down there and we just couldn't score. Here we go again. Really nice run there. Gets us a first down. There's Caleb on the keeper lead, and he gets down to the 5. And then we had it first and goal from the 5, and we couldn't score.
Wow.
And then there's defense, getting a sack on that quarterback. But we ran the ball well. Like I said, we got the yards. We got, big chunks at a time, 15, 20 yards. Well, then we go 2 or 3 plays where maybe we'd have a offensive offsides or a false start, or, we just kept having too many penalties we hurt ourselves a little bit. And so here it is. We're back. I believe we're getting down here, getting ready to score our second touchdown here. We're in the second half now. And, we're into the fourth quarter, actually, at this point. And there's Tank going in for his touchdown to make it 21-14. You can see there's 10:51 left to go in the game there. We go for 2. Yeah, actually, I made it 21-13. And we get the 2-point conversion on a nice pass, make it 21-15. We got to play some defense here again, and we did, and we got the ball back. And this is after we had that touchdown called back, but that was a big play there to get the first down, keep it going. Another really nice run.
Very nice.
Ended up getting the position to get the first down. I thought he was going to go there for a minute, but he cut back and they stopped him. But this time when we got to the 10, we were able to push it on in. I really thought Caden was going to score there, but they stopped him at the 1, and then I believe this is when then Braden Wallace takes this one on in. So like I say, once he's got a nose for the end zone. So that tied it up with a minute 11 to go in the game. And here's a lot of pressure on this kick here, but Zach come through and got it through. And you think at this point, hey, Eskil's got it. Just a minute and 11 seconds to go. But I guess I could have. There's the final 29-22. I didn't show their drive and their score and all of that, but so just kind of on these highlights, you want to show the good play.
Sure, absolutely.
So, but anyway, to Casey's credit, they didn't give up either. It would have been easy for them to hang their heads after they gave up the lead with a minute and 11 seconds to go, but they come down, hit a couple of passes, and then one time when everybody was covered, their quarterback scrambled and got about a 15, 20-yard gain, got them down to about the 25-yard line, and that's what set up their touchdown. And we could get pressure on him. We just couldn't get to him that often. But the thing is, it didn't matter if he was throwing off his back foot or his side foot or leaning one way. He was still getting the pass off. And so, Casey County ended up winning. They were the 1 seed in their district. So they've had a good season. On the year, they ended up, I think, 7-3. Let's see, what was Casey? Yeah, they were 7-3 on the season. So I knew it was going to be a tough game. I knew they were,
and you said that last week.
Team. So, anyway, regular season's over and everybody's 0-0. It don't matter, I said earlier, Mason County was 10-0 during the season, but you know what? Right now they're 0-0. So
they're 0-0. That's right.
So everybody's got it, got a chance. Now there's going to be some games that, where a 1 seed's playing a 4 seed, and there's probably not a. I saw, in looking at Lewis County, one of the teams they played this year, Fairview. And Lewis beat them last week. Well, Fairview was 0-10 on the season.
Wow.
But yet, no, wait a minute. Take that back. They were 1-9. 1-9, but still in the playoffs because their district's only got 4. Like our district's got 5, so you got McQuarrie County, who actually had a 3-7 season, and they're not in the playoffs because there's 5 teams. But the district that's got 4 teams, you can win 1 game and still be in the playoffs.
So, wow.
If they're going to do all of this RPI stuff, maybe they ought to just kind of seed the tournament, the playoffs that way.
Make more sense with it.
There's other teams that maybe win more games, but they don't get in the playoffs because of their districts. But anyway, the Lewis County on the season, they are 6-4 because they were 2-2 in their district. They're in the district with Powell, Mason, and Fleming County, and then Pendleton is in there. So they've got 5, but Pendleton didn't make it. They were 5th place in their district. So Powell is the 4 seed. And so Powell will play Bell County.
Okay.
Have to go down there. Fleming County was the 3 seed from that district. And they, no, I got that wrong. Lewis County was the 3 seed, and they're playing us, the 2 seed.
Oh, okay. They're playing the 3 and the 2.
Yeah, and Fleming County was the 2nd seed in their district with the 3-1 record. Their only loss coming to Mason County.
Okay.
So they are the 2 seed from their district playing our 3 seed, which is Garrett County.
Okay. Okay, got you.
And
okay.
then Mason County is the 1 seed, and they're playing Rockcastle, who was the 4 seed in our district.
Okay.
So those are the matchups for the first round. And so after the first 2 rounds, they reseed on RPI.
On RPI after the first 2?
So, yeah. So okay. we definitely will play, if we win, we'll play the winner of Rock and Mason.
Okay.
Now, the winner of that game then, the 3rd round will be based on RPI.
Based on RPI. What did you say, Mason? Yeah. What did you say Lewis County's record was?
Lewis County is 6-4, I believe.
6-4.
Just like Estill, yeah, they're 6-4.
Okay, just like Estill.
And their RPI is not too far below us. LaRue County is between Estill and Lewis. So,
okay.
But Estill's RPI, we did drop a little bit because going into last week, we were ahead of Belfry. But Belfry must have won, and they jumped up, and where we lost, we kind of fell down a couple of slots. So,
okay.
But anyway, it's we'll worry about the RPI if we can get past these first 2 games.
That's right, absolutely.
If we win 2 games, our RPI is liable to jump up a little bit.
Yeah, it should, right?
Yeah, but there's 4 undefeated teams in 3A, and Mason County is one of them.
Is one of them. Okay.
Christian Academy of Louisville, Bardstown, Union County, and Mason County.
Oh, okay.
And then Bell County at 8-2 is the 5th.
It's the 5th
RPI
right
now.
Ranking.
So, yeah. So, but like say Lewis County on the year, they have played. They beat Morgan County pretty easy. Lost to Bracken County. Lost big to Boyd County. Beat Bath County real easy. Beat Powell County by 5, 34-29. Beat Pendleton County by a couple touchdowns. Beat Phelps real easy.
Oh, okay.
But they lost to Mason County 48-6, and they lost to Fleming County 46-18. But then last week they beat Fairview 46-26.
Okay.
Now, in looking at their games, they've got a talented quarterback and a pretty good running back. But watching the game against Powell County and a couple, it's like, man, you know what? They look pretty good. But then when I watched them against Mason County, it's like, oh, man, Mason County just ran all over them. So is Mason County really, really that good? You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of hard to say. Now, statistically, their quarterback on the season has had a good year. Let me see. He has 82 completions and 170 attempts. He's passed for 1,223 yards and 19 touchdowns. So he's averaging 122 yards and almost 2 touchdowns a game. Their running back has 109. Their main running back's got 194 attempts and 1,392 rushing and 17 touchdowns. So he's averaging 139 yards and almost 2 touchdowns a game. So once again, I believe they're a pretty good mix of pass and throw. I guess they do. They did run the ball more, almost 300 rushing attempts to 171 pass attempts. So they are more of a running team, but they will throw the ball. What I did notice, though, he's nowhere near as accurate as Casey's quarterback or as Harrison's quarterback.
Really? Okay.
He had a lot of, threw 5 interceptions on the season, some passes that maybe weren't on the mark. Whereas the Casey quarterback, he threw a couple of balls that their guys just didn't catch because he may have thrown them too hard,
Right.
But
Oh,
they
that's
were
true.
because that kid from Casey's got
He's got
really
an arm
nice
on him.
arm. Yeah. So once again, I feel like the game plan, like last week, and it worked at times for Estill. Like the first drive, they went and scored.
Right.
Took
Right.
some time off the clock. But I knew that Casey could score and score quick, so that
Right.
the last time you gave them the ball,
Mm-hmm.
and so that a couple of times there, even though we weren't scoring those first two times,
Mm-hmm.
those two times that we got inside the 10, we had really long drives and took time off the clock. We just couldn't score.
Couldn't score. Right.
Against Lewis County, we need to do that. I feel like we will.
Got to finish.
I don't. Their line, offensive and defensive, doesn't look as good as some of the teams we played this year. So, you don't want to take anything for granted. Estill's going to have to play. They're going to have to come out and play from the beginning and play well.
What you said, it's the first game of the season again.
Yeah, but I feel
home.
like they got a really, really good shot at winning this game.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that it's home and it's a pretty good trip down here from Lewis County. They're the ones that's got to ride the bus and come down here. So
Exactly.
sometimes that makes a little difference. But
Right.
anyway, hopefully Estill's up to the task, and I know they're going to be prepared. But when watching them in the Powell County game, which is our only common opponent, we beat Powell County 14-6. Our defense was outstanding in that game.
Right.
Our offense, where it was the first game, they didn't get things quite figured out.
Mm.
We're so much better now at the end of the season. Of course, you would think all teams would be better at the end of the season.
You would hope.
And Lewis played Powell about halfway through the season, and that game was 34-29. I feel like if Powell County can put up 29, almost 30 points on them, then we're going to do that. If not more.
Right.
So it's just if we can get a lead and hopefully just take advantage of being ahead and have good ball control, run the clock down, and those kind of things. And
Right.
I think we'll be just fine. So hopefully, now if Estill were to win and Mason wins, then we would have to go to Mason County.
Right.
But if somehow Rockcastle found a way to win, we would play Rockcastle County again, but it would be a home game
up here.
first.
Right. Okay.
We've got the higher seed.
Okay. Good.
Even the higher RPI at that point. Of course, they beat Mason County. Their RPI is going to jump, but I don't think it would jump that much.
Right. Okay.
That's
tomorrow night, 7:30.
Yeah, and it'll be on the NFHS. William and Danny will be doing the audio
portion
for that.
Okay.
Portion. Yeah.
All right.
So my guess is since Powell County is at Bell County, that game will probably be on the WSKV Facebook.
Okay.
Okay. So you can always go back and watch that game later if you're interested in it.
Right.
But
you also you sent me a graphic about some Class 3A District 5.
Yeah, we need to talk about that. That came out, was released today. The District 5 3A all-district team. Our first team, Braden Waddle, Caden Arvin, Caleb Ross, Caleb Witt, Aaron Williams, and Jack Neese, and Jeremiah Tank Stevens. And then our honorable mention, we had three guys, I believe, Ethan Henry, Levi Beckler, and Layden Rollins. So congratulations to those guys for being named the all-district team. Now we got a couple of repeat guys that were on there last year, Braden Waddle, and he was first team also last year, and I think Jeremiah was honorable mention last season, but he made first team this season. So
Excellent.
Congratulations to those guys. So,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
but like I say, it's been a good season. Let's go out and make it a great season. Get a couple of wins would be. It's been a while since Estill had a playoff win. Of course, last season we had to play Bell County the first round. Year before last, with the COVID year, Estill didn't even get to participate in the playoffs.
Right.
And the year before that, we also had to go play Bell County in the first round.
I remember that. Right.
And so it may have been even the year before that. Might have been the year before that. This is the last time that Estill got a playoff win. I believe. I want to see something.
What year was that?
Other seasons. Let me see. What did it have been? The 18. I know the one year they did won a playoff game and then had to play Casey County, and the winner got Corbin, and Casey came up and beat us. I'm trying to find out what year that was.
What year that was? Okay.
Okay, let's see. 2018. Yeah, 2018 was when we lost to Bell County. So was it? Maybe it was 17. Internet's moving slow. Come on.
It's all right.
2017. Come on now. There it is. No, that year they didn't even make the playoffs.
Oh, they didn't? Okay.
No. Oh, yeah, that was the year we got all the kids hurt. So it would have been 2016. Yeah, that year they probably was going to have a pretty good year, but they lost like 5 players to injury that year.
Oh, goodness. That's not good.
Yeah. And then, let's see. So it would have been 2016. Come on. There it is, 26. Yeah. In 2016, Estill had a really good year. They were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They were 8-2 during the regular season. That's the last time they won the district.
Oh, okay.
They beat Breathitt County that year, won the district. Played Jackson County first round of the playoffs and won that game huge. And then, so that was 2016 is the last time they had a playoff win.
2016.
So 6 years, it's been long enough. They need to get another one this
Yep. Come on
tomorrow
out.
night.
Come on out tomorrow night. Watch them win that playoff game.
So that game, that year, like I said, they beat Jackson County really easy the first round.
Mm-hmm.
Then they played Casey County. It was a home game, but they played Casey County. And I remember the Casey County fans yelling all night, even from the beginning of the game, "We want Corbin. We want Corbin."
Really?
Well,
Wow. They got him.
And if I remember right, let me look at that.
Oh.
Corbin beat them pretty bad that game.
Ouch.
That's when Corbin's always good. But,
Yeah.
anyway,
Wow.
enough about that. But so 6 years since they've got
6 years. Yep.
got a
We need
district
one.
win. So
Let's start it tomorrow night.
That would qualify. 2016 would qualify as a special season, and I guess it was a couple of years before that when they had the really good run with Trevor Jones.
Okay.
And
right.
they won I think about 10 games on the season that total that year, counting the playoffs. So
Counting the playoffs.
But we want to have a good turnout tomorrow night. Weather's going to be perfect again.
It's going to be perfect football.
I can't believe that we've had 11 weeks because every team gets a bye week. We've had 11 weeks of high school football.
Crazy.
And the weather has been perfect
phenomenal.
every
Sure
night.
Has.
Every Friday night. And then
Sure
tomorrow
has.
night, again, it's supposed to be just
be nice.
A super night. So
it sure is.
Come out and enjoy the game. We've had good crowds all season long.
Right. Sure have.
Hopefully they'll keep that up tomorrow night, and we'll have another good turnout. And hopefully next Thursday night we'll have highlights of a big Estill County win. And,
That'd be nice. That'd be
yeah.
nice.
But of course, once again, basketball is just around the corner. I
What did you say?
believe.
Mid-November, 15th,
Yeah, November 17th
17th.
is Excite Night.
Excite
I
Night.
believe
Okay,
is
gotcha.
what I was
Okay,
told.
gotcha. Okay.
And I will hopefully be able to have something about that
About
from
that too.
that.
Okay.
The girls' first game is November 28th.
Okay.
So, and then the boys' first game's not until in December.
Okay.
But
Gotcha. Right.
we do have the Excite Night. So
On the 28th.
but hopefully, Estill wins this week and we're to win next week. We'll still be talking about football that
that'd
night
be
as
nice,
well.
wouldn't it? Still be talking about football.
Yeah. So
Yeah, that'd be real nice.
anyway, so I guess we'll just call it a day or a night or whatever
night,
for
or whatever it
for
is.
this week. And,
7:30 tomorrow night.
yep.
Hoover Nice
And,
Field. Is that correct?
Yep. And I guess I saw today where Eastern's getting into that naming business, aren't they?
Yeah,
They've
they're
already
trying to
named
get them
the football
names
field,
again.
the
Yep.
CG Bank
Ball field. Yep.
field, and now basketball. The arena is going to be
It'll be
the
Baptist Health Arena at Paul McBrayer Arena.
court,
Yeah,
or-
something like that.
or is it Baptist Health Court at
Paul
McBrayer?
McBrayer McMarina.
Yeah,
Maybe
is that
that's
what
what
it is? Something like that.
It'll always be Alumni Coliseum to me.
Yeah, but
Sort of like
I
Kroger
still
Stadium is Commonwealth
Yeah.
Stadium.
Yeah, I still say Commonwealth.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
they're not paying me to say Kroger
No,
Field.
they're
so
not paying me to say it.
If they want to do that, if they want to pay me, I'll call it
We can make that
Kroger
happen.
Field. Yeah, but
I'll get
until
the
then,
shirt.
it'll be Commonwealth Stadium. And speaking of sponsorships, we need to
Yeah.
thank all our fine sponsors: Mercy Health, Markham
Mm-hmm.
Wallace Hospital, Southeast Apparatus. Once again, celebrating their 10th anniversary. It won't be long; it'll be to 11.
I know.
Because 2022 is almost over.
I'll have to change the graphic.
Yeah, and then of course WSKV Pickup Country 104.9. Thank them for not only sponsoring the show but giving us some airtime on the radio.
Absolutely.
On Friday afternoons, 1:00.
That's right.
I was listening last week and realized wait a minute, I think they're playing the wrong show. They're playing the week before. So I sent them a text and they said, "Oh, we'll take care of that." And it was just, a matter of seconds.
Matter
The
of
right
seconds.
one started playing. So
Very nice.
yeah.
Very nice.
So,
Good. And of course, you can always
yeah.
watch it here over and over and
Yeah.
over and over again.
Yeah. So thanks to everybody for watching. One of my friends that's watched a few times. I actually got to see him in person yesterday. My good old buddy from Junction City, Mike Abrams.
Well, good.
He,
Oh, yeah.
I was down at my mom's. Went down to for her birthday, which was yesterday. So
Okay.
happy birthday,
Happy
Mom.
birthday, Mom.
Hopefully you're watching tonight. I'll tell you happy birthday again. But was down at her house visiting her, and I was cleaning out the gutters, and I heard this. I saw this truck go up the street, but I didn't pay attention to who it was, and it was coming back down the street.
Mm-hmm.
And I hear this man yell, "Somebody works in television, sure don't know anything about cleaning out gutters." And I turned around, and if that would turn around, I said, "Well, you got that right." And then I turned around and saw who it was, and it was my friend Mike. So
Oh,
got
very
to
nice.
talk to him for a few minutes. So that was
Excellent.
That was good. So
Good.
anyway, and good luck. Of course, Mike has been keeping stats for the Boyle County Rebels since we graduated.
Wow.
Pretty much.
Wow.
A lot of
Good.
him and my friend David. They put in a lot of time over the years.
That's cool.
But
That's really
good
cool.
luck to Boyle County tomorrow night as they start their playoff run. They play Rowan County, I believe, the first round.
Nice.
So
Good.
I know the Rebel fans want to get another shot at Lexington Catholic since they
sure.
lost that game earlier
I'm
in the
sure.
years.
That's right.
Anyway, so there's a lot of football still
A lot of football still happening. Great
played.
football weather. Get out there,
Yep.
support the engineers tomorrow night, 7.
And we know there's only going to be, well, there's 6 classes. There'll only be 6 happy teams at the end of the season, and that's
right.
the ones that can go 5-0 in the postseason. So
That's right. That'll be
it
interesting.
takes 5 wins to win it. So
That's right. Absolutely.
Anyway, and good luck to our little engineers on Saturday. It's the
Yep.
final game of the season, the Choo Choo Bowl out
The
at
Choo-Choo Bowl.
that also be at Hoover Neese Field on Saturday. I'm not sure of the times, but our 3rd and 4th grade and our 5th and
That'll be
6th grade
cool.
teams
That'd be
play
cool.
their final game of the season. So
Nice. Good weather
good
then,
luck
too.
to those guys. So, all right, Randy. I guess till
All right,
next.
sir. Does that
till
wrap
next
us up
week.
for this week?
Yeah, I think so.
Hopefully we'll be coming back next week, folks. Same Matt time, Matt channel, talking about the big win next week.
Yeah. All right. Sure hope so. All
Good
right.
night, everybody.
Go Engineers.
Thanks for watching the WSKV Radio Engineer Sports Report, brought to you by WSKV Radio 104.9, Southeast Apparatus, Mercy Health, Markham and Wallace Hospital, and KYmedia.net. Make sure to like our Engineer Sports Report Facebook page for all things Engineer Sports. And if you want to help sponsor Engineer Sports, DM us on Facebook. Thanks for watching, everyone.
Good morning, Tradio. Tradio, Monday through Saturday at 10 a.m. on 104.9 FM, streaming at WSKVFM.com or with the free WSKV app. Visit WSKVFM.com/Tradio for more.